I have an impossible task of, in the time allotted to me, trying to summarize some 250 pages of written submissions that we've done over the last 8 weeks.
In the Exodus video, and indeed in the 2000 report, there's a crucial small word, if, I-F. So you'll see that in the Exodus video, the expert that they use, Dion Foster, he sets out what a cult is, etc., etc. And then towards the end, he says, if the allegations are true. If you read the report of the 2000 report, you'll see sometimes in the same sentence, they refer to the if, but in the second part of the sentence, they speak as if it's been proven. There's a total what I call a forensic disconnect. They need to first establish, in fact, are the allegations true? Then we get to Mr. Piet Werker. He joined the mission way back in, I think it was 1995. And once again, we have evidence for all of this. 2000 report brought out by those three pastors that were highly critical of the mission that I've referred to. There were three authors of the response of the mission, which was a complete defense of the mission against all the allegations. Remember, the allegations are virtually identical. One of the authors was, in fact, Mr. Piet Werker, the 9th of July, 2017, and there's a tape of it. And I'll just give some very brief extracts from Mr. Piet Werker, what he said in 2017 about the mission. There's no greater human being in my life than Uncle Erle. And as I thank God, I want to thank in the same breath Uncle Erle. The way he supported and supports me and Andra and encourages and has faith in us many times was the petrol to carry on in our lives. Kwasizabantu is a very special place. Who does one believe? And certainly, or which Buerta does one believe? The Buerta of today or the Buerta of 3 years ago? When it comes to a cult, it's not something that just happens overnight. If it was a cult, he, as one of the leading teachers, theological teachers at the mission from 1995, would have been very aware of it. In fact, he would have been part of the problem. If you tell a lie big enough and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it.
But looking at the incredible blessings Kwasizabantu has been to so many people for so many decades, never taking offerings. If they were into it for money, which is what is the clear accusation of this Exodus form, then why are they never having an offering? Kwasizabantu Mission has invited some very well-known Bible teachers and respected church leaders from around the world to ministers' conferences, amongst other events. And as somebody who's been frequently a guest speaker at Kwasizabantu for 34 years, I can say I've never been told what not to speak on, and I've very, very seldom even been given the topic to deal with. Normally it's been left up to me. There's never been a restriction on the books that can be put out or the literature that could be distributed.
A cult has an extreme religious belief. The belief is partially or wholly not in accordance with the biblical truth. A cult's beliefs involve a denial of what they view as any of the essential Christian teachings. However, Mission Kwasizabantu publicly states that they thoroughly believe the biblical truth. Membership requirement is simply having a fellowship with members and living for God in biblical way life. The process is open to everybody. There is a brotherly unity among black and white, English-speaking South Africans, Afrikaners, and German mingle in the love that God has shed abroad in their hearts. The barriers of race, culture, and history have been basically destroyed at Mission Kwasizabantu. As a professor of theology, I affirm that Mission Kwasizabantu is by no means a cult. It is a kind of evangelical missionary church.
In 2000, Reverend Stegen published a press release, and he said this press release is to answer the allegations now and also those that will still come that will be in the same line. So already there, he has mentioned that Kwasizabantu doesn't see itself as the exclusive owners of the truth. Satan wants to paint this work pitch black so that none can get the blessings that sprout from this work. Within a cult, a person takes the place of Christ, while on the mission it's not that at all. Many times people have gone to Reverend Stig and asked him for advice, what should I do? And always he has pointed the person back, go and pray about it, seek God's face, and then for sure you will get the answer, and then you need to do what God has told you to do.